Hi, in the previous video I showed you how we would set up an array called ages with the data that I typed in. I'm now going to add in another handler to my module library that will display the data. So I'll go back to my module library and I'm going to first of all put in a bit of local internal commentary into here. So I'm just stating about the parameters. I'm saying n is the number of elements in the array, data list is the name of the array. And you'll notice that this handler is a completely closed piece of code in that these parameters are going to get their values passed in. So they just belong, they're just kind of local to this handler. This variable index is just local, n is being passed in, data list is being passed in. So there's no reference, there's nothing in here that's referencing directly anything outside the handler. So it makes it a very robust piece of code that can be lifted out and tested separately. I'm now going to display the data. So on my button display data, I'm going to have a handler that's calling, I'm going to call display data. And let's say we're still talking about our 5 ages. So I'm going to pass in 5 as being the number of elements, and I want to display the elements of ages. So I'm going to pass over those two, what we call actual parameters. And I'm going to go across to the module library. And let's just bring this up to join there. Display data. It's got these two parameters, and again I want it to be quite general, so I'm going to the 5 can be passed into n, and the data list can reference the ages array. And let's just put the same internal commentary in. I'm just commenting on my parameter list there. And again, I have a local counting variable index that's going to go 1 to up to n. I put empty into my field, which is called display. And then I count round this from 1 to n. And I put, so this, I don't want it fixed on the array ages, I want it to be more general, so I'm going to put data list there. And when I pass across display the data, when I call that, I'm going to pass across 5 and ages to that handler. So let's just see if that actually works. So I've got 45, 23, 67. And now I'm going to click on display the data to call that handler. And you'll notice that nothing comes up, but obviously something has happened. So we'll go and have a look at the handler. And the 5 empty lines, that's that. But it's not picking up anything in the data list. And the reason for that is that on here, I have my constant 5. This ages is going to collect the values that are put in. And in order for those values to be seen on this button so that they can be displayed, I need to make the array global. So if I go on to display the data, I need to make it global here so that both buttons can see the same array. Let's just see if that works. So get the data, and I display the data, and you can see that they come up now because I'm sharing the same array across the two buttons. So here's my module library. I now have 2 modules in it. I have one for getting data into any array and one that displays data from any array. And I can now use these from anywhere in the program, well, that's on this card, to display any amount of data or get any amount of data to any array. The next video I'm going to put in will be to do with count occurrences.